Welcome back to Vegas Unwrapped. Aaron Phillips, minus Ricky Cash in studio, JPEG behind the camera, Bobcat on the board, and you, the listener. All right, it is time now to bring in our guests officially. Of course, you've already met Tony Martini. Do you want to introduce Carolyn? Put your headset on so you can hear me.
You do such a wonderful job of
Put your headset on so you can hear me. You look professional with the headset on. All right, joining us also in studio is the author of her book called Listen, The Angels Speak, Channeled Messages from the Realm of the Angels, all the way from Brisbane, Australia. Carolynn Milne joins us. Hi, Carolynn. How are you?
How are you, mate?
Good. Doing all right. Make sure her mic is up there if you would.
Yeah.
I think you turned her switch off.
There we go. All right. Good to have you in studio. Pleasure.
It's exciting to be here.
Well, it's great to have you here. So I also understand now that we have your dad Ted here with us in studio, but not only does Tony have you on a worldwide jaunt here, but it's your first time to Vegas also.
My first time to America.
Oh, was it really? I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was just your first time to Vegas.
No, first time I've been out of Australia.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you picked a heck of a place to come to for your first time out of Australia. Holy cow. So, Tony, how did you guys meet? How did you guys hook up? Let's give some of the backstory.
Yeah, let me say that she just finished a book signing. Okay, I want her to tell you about that in Pasadena.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was signing books at the Hay House I Can Do It convention in Pasadena, and it was just so exciting. So many people just loved my book. I went in not knowing what to expect, never having been to America, not even knowing what Pasadena was. But it was just so exciting and so successful, and I'm just wrapped in the whole experience was just wonderful.
That's okay. Some folks in Pasadena don't know what Pasadena is, so don't feel bad. It's okay.
There's actually very dear friends of mine from Australia when I was singing there.
Right.
And I hadn't seen them in many, many years, so we're having a reunion.
Well, that's great.
And I will be representing her in America.
That's great. That's great. I mean, I find it interesting. You said when we met for dinner last night, you actually saw Tony perform when he used to travel through Australia, and you knew who he was when you guys met here at the book signing.
Yes, it was just so exciting. And he said, "I'm Tony Martini." And I said, "Yes, I know you are." Yes. It's just lovely.
Well, that's great. Well, welcome to Vegas. Welcome to America. And, let's talk a little bit about the book. Obviously you had a successful book signing, and you said people are enjoying the book. And I started reading it last night a little bit and reading some of the messages. Let's talk a little bit history behind the what's the word I'm looking for? The skill that you have, the messages that you receive. How did this start? When did it start? And let's talk about that before we get into the book.
I always knew, even as a little child, that there was something I had to do. But it wasn't until I turned 50 that I started moving on my big spiritual journey.
Okay.
And it really started with Reiki and healing, and I have always thought of myself as a healer more than anything else. The authorship, the writing, just sort of sneaked up on me. So I was a healer, and I am still a healer, and will always be a healer, and always. That is why I'm here. But the angel messages in themselves are so healing, and in this way I can help so many people. The angel messages are channeled, so I write exactly what the angels give me. My handwriting changes for different angels and other entities. I also channel some masters, Jesus, the Buddha, Lord Maitreya, and Mother Mary. Beautiful, beautiful entities do come through me, but it's all channeled, and I must record only what they tell me. I mustn't add any of my beliefs or anything about what I am into it. I've got to allow it to be just them. And I always know when I've stuffed this up and put a little bit of me in, because it doesn't flow. It's not perfect. When I can manage to do the whole message just as they give it to me, it is perfect. It is inspirational, and it is just magic.
How easy is it to turn off your feelings when you get these messages to just filter out the actual message? How difficult or how easy is that for you to separate?
If I'm I'm anxious or upset about anything or concentrating on anything else, it is almost impossible. But if I can clear my mind completely and just go into that lovely quiet space, I can just let them flow through me very quickly, get a message very quickly and easily. So it just depends on where I'm at, but I try always to stay very calm. The message I have been given by the angels in learning how to do this, they've really taught me how to do it, is that with women, it's their emotions that is their greatest enemy. With men, it's generally their ego. So I've had to learn to control my emotions to be able to do this, so that I'm not anxious or...
Well, the other day she was with me, and I says, you know, this shoulder of mine, how many people have had problems with their shoulders?
Right.
And if it's a sprain, it takes a long time to get rid of it. Yeah, a lot of people don't get rid of it for a year or 2 years. And long story short here, she did something for me through the what she does, all right, with the angels. And she's very extremely spiritual and delivers the message directly from the angels to the person that she's dealing with. And my shoulder today, and I'm talking about 3 or 4 days ago, has healed.
Well, I mean, that's testimonial right there. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, with actual real life experience.
I felt the energy coming through me. And since she's been in town, and she's been in Nevada and California, I've been with her, and I've had a calming about me that I've not experienced before because of her and the angels.
Can I just interrupt a little bit there? Now, I am just the catalyst. The energy that Tony is experiencing is not coming from me. It may at times come through me, but at other times it doesn't even come through me. It's coming from the divine, from the angels, and it is coming through him. The reason he has had such a great response to his shoulder is because of his own belief system, because he does believe in angels. Other people that I work on don't have such profound results because they don't really believe, or they have some reason to hold on to their injury or their illness. So it doesn't work that wonderfully for everybody.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Yes.
Why do you think someone would want to hang on to the negative impact? Why would they want to hold on to their injury and their pain versus the alternative of setting it free? Why do people hold on to that?
Well, suppose you were very sick with something like asbestosis.
Okay.
You were suing the asbestosis company for millions of dollars.
Okay.
You would not want to get rid of your asbestosis before you got your millions of dollars.
For the settlement, right. Okay.
Yeah, but if you say a more common thing is a lot of people are not getting enough love and attention in their life, and they become ill to get more caring.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Sometimes when you think about these things outside of the realm of experience, when you explain it, makes a heck of a lot more sense, than just going through it. And I love the comment, women with emotions, men with ego, because I think that's in everyday life anyway. I just, men's egos get in the way all the time, and women, especially in my family, can cry at the drop of a hat.
Me too.
Let me add this, okay? What really impressed me to know, I'm a kid from Brooklyn, and to be with a lady that has this spiritual talent. Is that okay if I say it that way?
Yes, you can say it that way.
Okay. To experience this message coming from the angels through her, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then her voice changes completely, and her handwriting changes completely.
Right.
Almost simultaneously. So that to me is something that everybody should pay attention to. It's a wonderful gift.
Now, do you get warnings, so to speak, from the angels when they're ready to deliver a message, or do you get the messages when you're talking with somebody who's in need of an angelic message? When do you get those messages?
I can feel when the angels are with me,
Okay.
and they are with us now.
Okay, sure.
I can feel when they're with me, and when they really want to tell me something, I can feel them very strongly.
Okay.
And I do just have to sit down and write the message.
Should we have a
or-
pen and paper ready for you now, just in case?
It's fine. At this moment, it's fine.
Okay, good. That's all right. If someone wants to bust in, that's okay. Not a problem. All right, can you... Yes, sir, John.
I wanted to ask a question, and that is this something that you can control? In other words, I want to sit down now and make contact or channel or whatever. Is it something that, or is it just something that you have no control over, and sometimes the magic works and sometimes it doesn't?
Some of the contacts that I have are what is known as an overshadow. That might sound a bit scary, but it's not really, because it's a contract you made with a divine being before you came down on earth. And one of the people that does come in and overshadows me is Lord Maitreya, the Buddha, the healing Buddha. And I wouldn't say that's not that I can't control it, but sometimes I get strong energy just coming through me, and wisdom and words and things just coming through me, and sometimes, like, my voice changes and I speak in a different voice, and it's not something I couldn't turn off if I really wanted to, but would you want to? Would you want to? But other times it is just recording, but any time that I want messages or healing or energy to come through me, I can just sit down and ask for it, and it is delivered every time. They don't ever not answer you. I think this is something that the whole world needs to learn. They are there for you 24/7. All you have to do is ask. Very, very easily. Very simple.
Cool.
Absolutely. All right, we're going to step aside for a quick break. I got to pay a couple of bills. You're listening to Vegas Unwrapped Internet Radio, coming to you live from VegasAllNetRadio.com. Tony Martini, Carolynn Milne, live in studio. We're going to go out on break on another tune from Tony. We'll be right back.
I've got you under my skin.
Welcome back to Vegas Unwrapped. Aaron Phillips, Bobcat on the board, JPEG behind the camera, Tony and Carolynn in studio, and Ted. Everybody's here. It's a packed house.
I'm glad to be back with my audience.
Yeah, I'm glad you're back too. We're happy to have you. Know, when you're not here, it's not that Big Red didn't do a good job, but you're Bobcat, man. We got to have you part of Vegas Unwrapped.
I appreciate that.
Yes, we missed you last week.
We'll see how this all ends up after Saturday.
I was going to say we may be looking for a new engineer after Saturday.
Hey, Bobcat, good seeing you. It's been
Tony, you know what? Can I bust in here real quick?
Absolutely.
You know the last time we had Tony here?
Yes.
And we got him to sing, right?
Yes, we did.
And we had that CD
And
going.
he very rarely sings a cappella in studio, so to get him to sing.
well, actually, we started with the music, and then he started.
Right.
Remember,
Yes,
Tony
that's right. He
started
sang
to
with the
sing.
yes.
And then all of a sudden, I looked over to Aaron, and I said, watch this. And I pulled the bed back, and whether you know it, you were a cappella the last 2.5 minutes. And I'm telling you. And Aaron looked at me, he goes, I can't believe you pulled that off. I just can't believe it. So when you told me that Tony's coming back, Tony Martini's back in town.
I knew you'd appreciate that. I knew you'd appreciate that. All right. We're back with Carolynn Milne, author of Listen the Angels Speak. And I got to tell you, during the break, I told her I had heartburn, and I have no more heartburn. The angels came down and took care of it. Honest as I'm sitting here, Tony.
Well, knowing you, I know you mean it.
Absolutely. Now, if we could just do something with the diabetes and the sleep apnea, we'd be okay.
And your kidney stones,
And my
too.
kidney stones. Oh, my
Hey,
God.
listen, we don't want a flood of people running up the stairs to the
Exactly.
studio.
Well, we'll charge $19.99 a head, and we'll be okay. So,
But we don't mind if you do.
absolutely, we'll set up a toll booth on the way. All right, let's get to the book. So, after starting to get the messages, and did you, John? Did you get a shot of the book?
Yes, sir,
We're
I
good.
did.
Okay, very good. Oh, by the way, before we forget, website. I know you're on Facebook. Let's give that to our audience so people know where to buy the book and all that good stuff.
The website is listentheangelspeak, one word, .com.au. Remember the AU, it's Australian.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And of course, if you forget the website, once the YouTube video is up and the podcast is up from this show, then you'll be able to refer back to that information as well. And I don't remember, I was on the website over the weekend, but they can purchase the book through the website as well?
Not Not yet, but we'll work on it.
Okay, now the book was just published in June, right?
Yes.
So it's just newly published, and
Yeah.
I think you said, I overheard you say to Tony last night that you actually self-published the book. Is that right?
That's right. I self-published it through Balboa Press.
Okay.
But it's all edited. It is illustrated. Beautiful illustrations in it. All of that's done by me. Yeah. Got heaps of illustrations.
Flying out. You know, when we were sitting at Valet last night after we were done with dinner, and Cash and I were waiting for the car to come up, I was starting to peruse through the book.
Yeah.
And you know what really stood out to me was the colors, not only in the cover, but some will say it's the pastel colors, some will say it's the light blue and all that. But the colors and stuff I felt were very soothing in the book. So how did you come up with this layout for the colors and the cover and all that stuff?
The cover is a picture of a beautiful flower that was flowering in my back garden.
Oh, wow.
I do have a really large, beautiful back garden.
Okay.
2.5 acres. It's really lovely.
Wow.
And I was a horticulturalist, so yeah, it is a lovely garden. But in this particular spot, I've taken several flowers now, but if you catch it at the right time in the morning, you get this beautiful burst of sunlight coming through.
Wow.
That was an actual photo. Balboa Press blued it a bit, and they added the blue through it. But all of these illustrations are my own illustrations,
Okay.
and that's how I sent them and how I laid them out.
I just thought the selection of colors, the cover, I just thought it was brilliant. It's the first thing I said to Cash waiting for the car last night. Just the layout and the colors were terrific.
You know what? Where did you hear that before? You heard it from me.
Oh, you said the same thing too?
Honest to God.
Yeah, everybody says it. Yeah.
Let me also say this,
Yeah,
okay?
absolutely.
This is the first of many shows this lady will be on. Okay, we're going to have her on at least 3 more times over the next
over the course of time.
Short time, and then you're going to understand more and more and more. And anybody that's a skeptic out there, give her a shot. Give her a shot. She may save your life.
At least pick up the book. Absolutely.
I mean that.
Yeah, no,
sincerely.
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
These messages come from the angels to help so many people. They're just really practical words that will help you to connect with who you really are, to get on that path that is for your highest good, to bring in the love and joy back into your lives. This is a book that is meant to bring you joy, peace, and happiness. This is a really how to do it.
Would you say that this is similar to the words that I sing in I Gotta Be Me?
Yes, some of those messages are about you being you and why you must be you, why you can't pretend to be somebody else. People who are really unhappy are often not being themselves, are often pretending to be something that they are not, or that they are not meant to be.
And the first song that came to mind along the same line was not that one, but You're Nobody Till Somebody Loves You. And when you listen to the words, the only person or the first person that's got to love you first is you before anybody else can love you.
Well said.
That was what I picked up in listening to what you said. So you went with a different song that I was thinking of.
So if you have any disparity about who you are and are uncomfortable with what you're doing, this lady will put you on the right spiritual track.
And if you have no love in your life, the angel messages will put you on the right spiritual track.
Exactly. Exactly. Well said.
Now, go ahead, Tony.
Yeah. So anyway, what I get from this from Carolyn more than anything else is something that I've been saying on this show with Phil and Ricky and everyone, that they have to be who they are, and they have to believe in what they're doing is what their passion is. And life is not a rehearsal.
Right.
You only go through it one time. Use your time wisely. So please add to that.
No, I don't believe that at all, Tony.
Oh, okay.
I believe we have many, many lives.
Okay.
Many, many lives. Yes.
Well,
I believe in
Enlighten me.
So we go through this life. It is only a slither. We are eternal souls. We are all eternal souls. And this little lifetime is just a tiny slither of what will experience as souls. So once we die, we come back and do it all again.
I love that.
It's interesting you say that because this is one of these times, and I know it's going to be on video for posterity. I wish Cash was here because his daughter is sort of a medium. Okay,
Yeah.
And she professes that her soul
Yes.
has 86 lives.
Yeah.
And she'll trace every one of these
Yeah.
lives. So it's interesting you say that because right away I'm thinking of his daughter Jay Lee, and her skill set, and thinking about all the different. I believe, and this is going to sound silly, I believe somewhere in my prior life I was a pirate, and here's why: I love the water, and I love boats. Seriously, I can sit on the ocean, I could sit on the beachfront forever. Put me on a boat. I can't drive a boat, but I'll be a happy passenger.
Yeah.
I just love the water. I just love sitting on the beach. I love being in the water. That's why I think somewhere along the line I must have been a pirate or something in one of my previous lives.
Well, I don't know about a pirate, but I can definitely see you. You were definitely a British sea captain.
Really? A British sea captain?
Oh, yes. Very,
Wow.
very flash.
Oh, I say.
Very swagger.
The big puffy shoulders and that.
Oh, yeah,
hat.
yeah, all
Oh,
of that, and the white tight pants, you know.
Tight on me doesn't. No, I don't know about tight. I don't know about tight. John, don't turn your microphone on. But no, that's interesting. See, but I knew water. I knew something had to have been there because
yeah.
I just
Yeah.
love the water. I love the ocean. I love being in a pool and the whole thing.
Well,
So
there you go.
kind
There
of
you
interesting.
go,
Wait till I
yeah.
tell my wife that I'm a previous British admiral.
Oh, yeah, very high up. Lots of gold bits. And
See, that's me.
Yeah.
I'm a leader. What can I tell you? I delegate. I delegate all over the place.
Yeah.
So let's talk. Now you've taken you've gotten all these messages over the years.
yes.
Okay. Why did you decide to pen them in a book?
The angels were telling me that I had to spread this message out to more people. I wasn't, I'm going to a few little shows and I'm meeting 20, 50, 100 people, but it's not getting out to other countries. It's not
The masses.
I want lots of people to hear this stuff. This is good stuff. And the angels want everybody to know. The angels want this opportunity for people to change their lives for everybody, not just for the small few people that I'm getting in touch with in my little circle. I've got to get it out there.
Well said.
Well, certainly putting it out on the internet through Vegas Unwrapped and YouTube and everything else is certainly going to help with that
Wow, yeah.
step along,
Yeah,
along the way.
wow.
So how long did it take you to start writing the messages to the point of where you went to print finally this past June?
I've gathered them for about 3 years now. I've been
Okay.
penning one a week and sending them out through my webpage to my followers.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I send out a message on email once a week to lots of people, and I consistently do this, but the last 2 weeks I've been so wrapped up in this trip in America that I haven't done it, and that's the first time I think I have failed in 3 years.
Okay.
So, yes.
So will there be more books after this with more messages and more messages?
This is only about half, a quarter of the...
Wow.
So there's a lot more material, and then I've written a book about how to advance your spiritual journeying for each person.
I also advise her that it would be good to put the book on CDs now and DVDs.
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to let our sponsors know we're going to go right to the top of the hour here. So we're going to. You're listening to Vegas Unwrapped. Let me do a reset.
Well, hold on just a quick second. And
Okay.
and I shall do this for you. Hold on.
All right.
The final frontier. The final frontier of free speech.
Radio. I tell you, radio is a world that has to be believed to be seen.
Right. I got it. Thanks.
Vegas All Net Radio.
Vegas Unwrapped Internet Radio. Aaron Phillips, Bobcat on the board, JPEG behind the camera. You're listening to Tony Martini and author Carolynn Milne. Listen, the angels speak. Channeled messages from the realm of the angels. So we're going to go right to the top of the hour here. We want to thank you for listening in and hanging in with us. So again, folks, I want to remind you, if you've missed anything that Carolynn has said, please refer to our YouTube video channel. The YouTube of tonight's show will be up probably within 24 hours. And, of course, the audio archive will be up accordingly by the station probably within about 36 hours whenever Bobcat gets done editing the file. No pressure. So, anyway, so that's what we got going on. So I just want to let our sponsors know we're going to go right to the top of the hour, and we'll make it up to them next week or later on in the show. Anyway, all right, so there are more books on the way.
Yes.
With more messages?
Yes.
Okay. I just lost my train of thought. How do you know when a message comes through? Let me backtrack. When a message comes through, do you know who it's intended for? Or is it more just a general message that you share from the angels for those who need that message to take it if they need it?
If it's got personal stuff for me in it, I
Okay.
tend to leave it out because that's part of my deal where I leave anything out that's personal.
Right.
And that's about me. But if it's a general message, I will check, is this for broadcast, and they will tell me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they tell me who they are when they come in.
Okay.
Some of them I know by feel and
Sure,
look.
sure.
Yeah. Metatron comes in often. He's quite large, dark hair and beard.
So you also get a visual in your mind.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And he's always in very white robes with very blue edges around them.
No tight pants?
No tight pants, no, very flowy, very free and
Gotcha.
beautiful. Yeah.
Now, any female angels come through, or are they all male?
Yes, we do have female angels. The one that springs to mind is Mary Magdalene.
Okay.
A lot of people don't realise that she was an angel.
Okay.
And she comes through quite often, and I just love her. She was one of the first people that came through. And, yeah, the first week that I started channeling, I had the Buddha Maitreya came first. It was a very, very strong overshadow. Knocked my socks off because I wasn't expecting it. Didn't know what an overshadow was. Didn't know what was happening. It was quite bewildering. But not long after him, Jesus and Mary Magdalene came in simultaneously. And then a few of the other angels, Archangel Michael, I think was a lot of Archangel Michael early on.
Are the messages different from male angels to female angels in terms of type of message or how they're delivered to you or how you receive their messages? Is there different? Like we talked about before, women as emotion, men as ego. So do their messages come through different because of male versus female?
Some of them don't seem to have a gender.
Okay.
I've argued with people whether or not Gabrielle is a male or a female, and really neither. But when Gabrielle comes through, the messages are all so loving. The love just flows through, this beautiful, divine, unconditional love. And sometimes I'm sitting there with tears flowing down my eyes because it's just so beautiful. Just such... Yeah. So each one is different, yes.
Nice. Okay.
Yes.
Very good. What does your dad think of all of this?
He's been a great supporter all the way through. Some of my brothers and sisters call this witchy stuff. Now, how they get witch out of it, I don't know. And they don't support me at all and even make fun of me. But my dad and my mum, who passed a couple of years ago, have always supported me. And some of my older aunts just love me, you know.
Right.
It's just lovely that older generation is very, very supportive of what I do.
Right, because I believe the older generation is more spiritual, more spiritually based.
Yeah, I think so.
Than today's generation, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I think they're more comfortable accepting it than today's generation. Is that fair?
I think it depends on where they come from, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, some people I have met come through spiritual churches and are expecting what I do, you know.
Okay.
But other people from different walks of life where they've never been to a church in their life and have no interest in spirituality, and they're quite shocked.
Okay. Because spirituality can mean a whole different thing for everybody. You know, you can have someone who's very religious be very spiritual, but you can have someone who's not a religious-based person still be spiritual, just in their own way.
Yeah.
Right? Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree with that. And one of the rules by the angels to do this work is that I don't belong to any religion.
Okay.
That I belong to all faiths,
Right.
all religions.
Non-denominational, pretty much.
Very, very non-denominational, but love them all.
Okay.
Absolutely love them all.
No favorites, huh?
No favourites at all. Doesn't matter if they're Hindu, Muslims, Catholics, love them all.
And that also goes with you having to block out your emotions because
Yes.
you can't show that bias
No, not at all.
in one religion to another in delivering the message
Yeah.
or receiving the message.
Yeah. Ages, genders, religions,
Right.
cultures.
You're an equal opportunity message deliverer.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah. And that's part of the deal.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Tony,
So how's your chest?
I'm fine. I'm absolutely fine right
But
now.
you were coughing and you were hacking.
I was coughing and I had heartburn. That's what I get for eating in the car on the way over tonight because I was running late out of the house.
And then what happened?
And then during the last break, Carolyn put her hand to my chest and just kind of, what would you say, just kind of rubbed my chest, so to speak, just a little bit. And I don't know if he did anything after that when we came back, but just within minutes, as you could tell, I've stopped coughing and there's no heartburn.
Could you tell us what you did, Carolyn?
I used a little bit of energy, and I do use Reiki, but a lot of the energy work now I do is hands-off healing. I just point and it comes out.
Right.
And I also ask the angels to fix it up.
Okay.
Because the break was too short to do a lot of work.
Sure.
But I suspect there's a bit of work to do there, mate.
Oh, yes, there is. I've seen more doctors in the last 15 months since I got sick with diabetes and everything than I did in the first 49 years of my life. So maybe the next time you come out and he doesn't have you booked so much, we'll spend some time together. We'll see what we can fix here, especially with the kidney stones. Anyway, but they haven't been bothering me today, so I'm grateful for that. So anyway, all right. So I guess from this point, my question is, what's next for you? I mean, Tony, what do you got Carolyn doing? What's going on next to promote the book and Carolyn and this whole thing?
I'm going to start with a program next week. I'm putting it together. I may go to Australia.
Okay.
And I'm going to give her maximum exposure.
Okay.
With tellies, they say in Australia, and television shows and radio shows and so forth. The only thing that she's lacking is the opportunity that we're giving her right now.
Right.
The opportunity not only to speak to people live, but the opportunity to be able to go online and listen to the podcast, look at the YouTubes, look at Facebook, and look at all of the situations that she's progressing to, and the acceptance that this is receiving worldwide.
Right. Absolutely.
I'll leave it with that thought.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to be dealing with that.
Okay.
I'll be directing her.
Gotcha.
Okay, because I love her. She's a wonderful human being.
Aren't I lucky? This is just so wonderful. Just such a wonderful.
Are you overwhelmed by what Tony is doing and what he can do for you?
Absolutely overwhelmed. Yes, overwhelmed.
Things happen for a reason, right?
That's right. Yes, and the angels arrange it all. There's no coincidences.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, the angels put Phil and I together.
That's right.
But one day he said to me, it was my 50th anniversary in Las Vegas. He says, "You know what? I have a show." He says, "And you'd be great on this show." And he called it Tony Martini 50-Year Journey. And here we are again.
And that's where the CD came from. Can you get a shot of that there, Big John? Let's get a shot of that.
And he was in the studio with me recording when I was recording that. And here we are, best friends, 3 years later, 100 podcasts later, or whatever.
Absolutely.
And I've not enjoyed myself as much in my entire life on the air with anyone like Phil
I appreciate
Cohn
that.
And Ricky Cash.
And Ricky Cash, right.
And my Goomba over here, who's just driving me crazy today.
I love me some Tony Martini, man. I'm telling you.
Well, then he's got a CD that he did in the past called Big Bands with the Martini.
Yeah.
How's that for a great time?
Man, I want a copy of that thing right now, man.
As a matter of fact, fact, the picture behind Carolyn here, where he's sitting on the stool, was the cover picture for that CD.
That's the name of my new show, A Man and His Music.
That's right.
And they'll probably do that in Australia.
Absolutely.
If I have the good fortune to be there.
That'll be a lot of fun. Well, Carolyn, it's a blast having you in studio. I'm so glad we were able to arrange this. We could talk for hours and hours, and we will.
Yes.
We'll figure out how to make that happen.
Yes.
But yeah,
Before Miss Carolyn leaves,
Yes.
you know what I think you should do?
What's that?
I think you should turn just about, not quite 90 degrees, and you might want to let her lay those hands on them stones. You know what I mean? Because you might have two choices. Either she work them out, or we're going to work them out for you Saturday night.
I was actually, don't take my thunder away, but I was going to use that as an excuse for Saturday. Because I am a little concerned about bumping around in the cars with that, but
There's only one person that you can blame for that, and you know who that is.
I know, Mr. Cash is in deep doo-doo anyway, so.
Are we playing some music on the way out?
We'll play some music on it, but real quickly, give your website again so our listeners have it.
It's www.listentheangelspeak, all in one word, .com.au.
Very good.
Let's let Tony pick it.
Oh, I was going to pick my song.
All right, pick one.
Give me number 5.
Hold
This
on.
is my claim to fame to being a music producer. I'll have to share the backstory on this someday.
Really?
Yeah, we're running out. I can't share the story now. But this is number 5 called The Summer Wind by Tony Martini. Guys, thank you so
my
much.
favorite.
Hour number 2 around the
You're
corner. Mr. Cash will be calling in from the Italian American Club. We have some guests I saw out in the hallway. We got all kinds of stuff going on in the second hour. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Vegas Unwrapped on VegasAllNetRadio.com.
The summer wind came blowing in from across the sea.